Good mornings. This is your King Ginger and the lovely and multiply talented um, human Matthew. Matthew, how are you this morning?
I'm good. I'm good. Floating along, floating along. I've been digging through random crap here by my desk trying to find a piece for a thing I was going to do, but it's not
Speaking
together, so I'll have to look at
speaking of pieces, so I had a pile of stuff besides One Dar came in yesterday.
it. Oh, nice.
Um, and one of the things I'd order for super cheap because I thought, oh man, this will probably fit what I want to do with one of my things. Yeah, these came. No one told me they were literal baby arms.
Oh, yeah, those. Yeah, those are. Yep.
Do you want
Those,
them?
I have them.
Yeah, I
I
know you have the figure, but do you want them for modding and customization?
I mean, I'd probably just throw them on the sale pile, but if you don't want them, I can definitely do that.
Yeah, do we still want to try to do that this summer?
I mean, I got a ton of stuff to get through here. I got pricing and whatnot. There's a swap. I want to say next weekend that I didn't get a table for, and then there's a smaller swap the beginning of August that I was tempted to get a table for, but I don't know if that would be enough of a crowd to sell my crap. So, and David talked about doing a garage sale at some point, but I don't know if that's going to materialize. Um, and if he's going to do it at his place, that's kind of a bitch to get to. So
Yeah, I know we talked about it before, but I've done a multi-person garage sale
mm-hmm.
at my house before, and it's not like I woun't be unwilling to do that again. I also picked up these old school Omega Red arms for like
Yeah.
I paid more in shipping than I paid for the arms. That person was definitely like desiring to get rid of them. So I'm gonna probably have to mod the node to get them to fit, but I think I can
I would,
make that.
yeah, I would think you'd have to, but scale wise, they should be solid.
Yeah, though they're gonna be a little bit gangly armed, but I don't care.
I don't think
Um,
that's the end of the world anyway. You just make that into part of the character.
yeah. I picked up some stuff from RBL3D finally came.
Oh yeah,
Um, I am sending one head to you because it's just not big enough. It makes me mad because it's listed as being for this scale, but it's just not, and it's an El Santo head.
oh
The Viano head, Viano Tenebus head though is perfect.
I am looking. I think Tilos is on the license or on the docket for the boss fight Legends of Lucha Libre line.
That's
I'm
awesome.
super jazzed for that. It's just always such a great. I love that look.
Mm-hmm. All right, Matt, are you ready to get full blown into?
Yeah, I'm here to throw my bullshit at whatever you need me to.
Here to facilitate the bullshitting. All right, so let me get out a new mabobber here. That's not what I want. I'm trying to do some stuff that the players were all like, "Oh, we'll do that," and I'm like, "Oh, that'd be great," and then no, they did
Nothing.
not. Yeah. Oh. Oh, let's not do web layout. Let's go. Ugh. God, we can only give us 2 layouts, and neither one are worth a shit. It's a free program, so I shouldn't bitch. Actually, let's go to web layout. Okay, so we are prepping for 718. We need a strong start. We need scenes, secrets, locations. We'll come back to that. I don't think we're going to have any monsters this time.
Oh.
First day of school. We don't need any of these dead folks. This entire kill list can go away. Oh, man, I had a bunch of extra stuff that I didn't even need on here. Jury we already got. And Drot's keyring was already found. Okay. So, strong start. The first day of school is kind of the thing of this new academy. So I don't. Do I have them all in the same class? I wonder, or is that even? I don't think that's a possibility. But no, I do have Savannah and Amulet both in a class together. Luckily. What about the other two? Of course not. Oh, they're both in the, okay. So I can at least get this squeezed into 2 scenes and not 5. So we have. I got so many names in my head right now that it's like a lot to balance as I'm going through this. It's Amulet and Savannah. Okay. I don't need that open. Amulet and Jesus Christ. Oh, come on, man. Which, when I read those together, they sound like 2 super stripper names. Please welcome Amulet and Savannah to the stage.
Yeah, it does. Nothing wrong with that, though.
No. All right, so they're starting their day in. I think they're both in 102, which is so much cross-referencing. Beginner's Guide to Not Getting Hit. And our 2 boys are in 104. Mental health. Okay. So, got to kind of figure out, and I figure this is a good place to take some tropes, some sitcom tropes, since it's a school setting.
Right.
Your thoughts?
Let's see here. I can't read this for shit. Let me try and explain my screen. There we go.
Yeah, is there a... Oh, there it is down there. Let me blow this up a little bit.
Yeah, I just had my other... There we go. That works.
So I guess the first thing we should do is figure out who the other people are in these classes. These 2 particular classes. So we know who we're kind of playing with.
Yeah.
So 102, we've got Runny Ink. Rosalie Strong Brew. So let's grab those two. Anybody else do I have in there? No, I don't have anybody else in there yet because I'm still working on filling out the class rosters. What's 102 is not getting hit. It's got 8 people in it. It's already got 4 in it, so we're good there. We'll figure out the rest. So let's use those 2 as kind of our jumping off point.
All right.
Rosalie is a half orc. Her parents are both instructors. She's a little older than the PCs. Runny Ink is a tabaxi. Let me know if I need to background any of this for you.
I can look any of that up.
Tabaxi are basically cat people.
It's probably better if I don't know, honestly.
So they're Runny Ink knew Shannon's previous character, so Runny Ink would know nobody, and Rosalie has met Amulet, but doesn't know. Nobody really knows Savannah because she's a new character.
Okay.
So what about what do we know about personality wise with these two? Because right now I think the problem I've got here is these 2 characters are probably a little. Well, Rosalie is definitely. Did this not keep my? Okay, that's fine. Fuck off. Didn't keep my view thing, and I don't know how to change it in this. Rosalie is inquisitive, excitable, friendly, but slightly embarrassed by her parents.
Okay.
So that's kind of our thing there. Runny Ink is quick to anger, overprotective of his sister. I need 2 more things to think of.
This is an existing character.
Existing NPC.
Existing NPC, okay.
So he's kind of a classist a little bit.
Okay.
As far as he doesn't like rich people. Deviously smart. Okay, so we've got those 2. Neither one I don't feel is extremely antagonistic. So let's go on here and find us a couple antagonists.
You need somebody to stir the pot. Yes.
Yeah. I think we're to put Krellis for sure. And that was 102.
Yeah.
COB 102, which makes 5. Ah, come on, man. Who else can we put in there? I think we'll put Erlin in there. Who is from Earth, actually.
Okay. Morning, Mitch.
Mitch. Sun Ming. It's pretty good. So we should have 6 in there.
Yes.
Let's get 2 more here. I'd like to find at least one more antagonist character.
Yeah, do you have any characters who are like pranksters or any who would be inclined to be very, like teacher's pet, mean girl, sort of manipulate the professors to take their, whoever they've decided is their foe down?
We are going to put Son of Ungol in there. Who the NPCs or the PCs know.
Okay.
Who's a tiny boy, but he's also a rhino boy.
A tiny rhino boy.
Yes. Think of if Worf was a child who was also a rhinoceros person.
I can imagine that, yes.
I think like his pride will be a big thing, like him kind of pushing the other players because of his pride. Erland, son of Ungol, because that's another thing I want to get. Like he hasn't earned his name yet.
Ah.
And his other 2 parents are deceased. All right, one more.
We're putting together class lists for Ben's game, Mitch. What are you up to this morning?
I bet something much more exciting.
No.
We could put Bosana Bumblecup in there as like the saccharine sweet mean girl.
Okay.
Kind of the like, oh, that was really good for you.
Yeah.
CLB 102. Like a mean girl who doesn't even realize they're being a mean girl. I know I just spelled, so we're just gonna get a sugar sweet mean girl.
Oh no, you all right, Mitch?
Oh geesh.
Hopefully that's metaphorical and not literal, or metaphorically metaphorical.
Popular. Teacher's pet. What I love about that, Matt, is that was not at all where I thought that character would go. but I'm super glad they were supposed to be an NPC in another game. So some of these were supposed to be NPCs in other games. So
Oh,
we need 2 more for our boy Erland here. He pines to go back to Earth. He's quick to smash stuff. He's a teenager. So we're gonna quick to smash stuff / hormonal.
okay. Yeah.
Um,
So he's probably gonna, try and do stupid shit to impress people.
is always trying to impress. Secretly longs for acceptance. How about that?
Yeah, it's a little bit of, I don't, it depends on the age range here, but it's I will eat that bug if you like me, / I will drink that entire bottle of Jägermeister if you will like me. All right.
Oh God, I do love the Hulk call Teen Beat.
Yeah.
And he's a human barbarian from Earth who uses a baseball bat. I think that's everything. We need one more like thing for son of Ungal. We've got Proud Serious, hasn't gotten his name yet, so is trying too hard.
Yeah, just insecurity there. Um,
Ticklish. Ticklish and has a super infectious and snorty laugh. There. Wears a denim vest, jorts, really into lumberjacking. All right. So we have our NPCs for that class. Let's jump back to it and let's figure out our strong start. Okay. I gotta remember who the teacher is. Jeez. There's so much, Matt. I have screwed myself here. Oh yeah. So you know that Loki is the teacher. I think we should do something. This is like an agility based class. This is built to build their dexterity.
okay.
Secret hobby like knitting. Yeah, I kind of like that too. We're gonna throw that in. I like the idea that Ungal is learning to knit. Who's teaching him though is learning to knit from who else is let's find an upper class person that they can.
Or is there a student there secretly? Is there somebody else who would not have that ability who secretly does?
We're gonna say Clyde Griffin Tamer, Spike's suggestion. Has very intuitive relationship with wildlife, but does not overly does not do overly well with people. Is excellent at homemaking skills. Should probably add a column for roommates at some point. Applied Griffin Tamer. All right. I like that though. I do not have an Anasazi, or I can't remember what the old Mystara spider folks are called. But that would have been a good one. All right. So back to one of these other tabs. Here's my thought is we do some type of utilize a 3 before 2 skill challenge for Dex. So I need a good jumpy monster.
Yeah, that is where my
Dex monster low level D&D 5e. Oh, learned a spell. Here's an article. Hopefully, 18 monsters for low level.
okay.
Goblins, giant rats, mephits. Ooh, mephits might be perfect. Bandits, flying snakes, animated objects, no grimlocks, no zombies, dinosaurs maybe, dire wolves, no, kobolds maybe, blights maybe, scarecrows no. I am thinking we kobolds would be good because since this is going to be a class with a lot of decks, they could build traps because they're trapsmiths. And so that would make the arcane objects possibly easy to throw in there. Flying snakes are interesting. Mephits are awesome. We could have them riding giant rats. Thoughts? Hey! I turned my head away and Shaggy, oh no, Super Spike jumps right in. Slimes. Slimes are always good. A slod, Mitch. I want these children to survive.
Is there a challenge range you're looking for here?
I want to keep it kind of low, so I'm thinking kobolds either on dinosaurs or yeah, why? Because it's a class, not a murder romp. I'm thinking dinosaurs, kobolds on dinosaurs.
Okay, so you're looking for a low challenge. Let me just filter this here.
Oop. Chapter types and go fast. With wasp launchers.
I mean,
so they're shooting.
There's a depending on what the teacher is trying to do here. I kind of like the animated knife. Like, here's just a bunch of magical knives.
Oh, god damn it.
There's also, there's other animated things, I'm sure. But, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm keeping this thing in my back pocket. But that animated knives thing is baller. Yeah, but I don't want them just to be a murder thing because they're in a class. I want them to kind of learn that, like, since it's going to be more of a multiversal type game. I mean, still, it's remaining a multiversal type game. I want them to, like, not just think, like, oh, goblin kill.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it could just be animated, you know. Well, they're indistinguishable from regular knives, so you could just have like they could be on the wall as like they could be wooden. You could tweak this however you want.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're on the wall and come a flying out at Loki's instruction to gauge the NPCs.
But I also do like the idea that there's just a bunch of like kobolds or other creatures like that are employed by the school.
Yeah.
You know, are like groundskeepers and shit, except for when the teachers need them to get the shit kicked out of them.
Well, see, I want to keep like the kobolds are like trap builders. That's like their whole gig in
Okay.
So I want to have like a kobold tribe. That's basically they get room and board to build wild shit, and occasionally take a beating. So we got that going on. Of course, Osana is going to do awesome. He's like, ace this. Ronnie Inc. fails. Erland fails, but smashes a bunch. Son of Ungal fails because he knocks into a PC, increasing the CR for the PC. Trellis succeeds. Okay, so we got our tight opening there. So let's talk about our mental health class. We need to fill that class as well.
All right.
So this class is Survival 104. And yes, I know I've done way too much. So this class is Traversing the Mental Maze, the Importance of Mental Health. The reason, and this was taught by, we didn't do anything with her. That's right. We forgot one of the... we forgot Rosalie. How does Rosalie do in this? I think she succeeds because she uses her magic.
Yeah. Yeah, if you've got magic or anti-magic, then basically those things are useless.
Yeah, that's what she is. Like I said, her parents are both instructors.
Yeah, so she's like
boom, boom.
Yeah, she'd just be like, "Oh yeah, I know this is coming."
Yeah, especially since mom is a chronomancer. Okay, so this is taught by her mother, actually. And the reason why is her husband is basically kind of like the Hulk. He has two personalities, and this was from me playing this character in D&D DT. Not just two personalities, but he uses alchemy to actually change into another person.
Oh, wow.
He is a very smart, almost kind of nervous, half-orc scientist, alchemist, who changes himself into a very destructive, cockneyed, accented orc, who also changes shape. As far as like will grow wings, grow bigger claws and teeth, who is just a murder machine. And what we found out in those stories is the doctor is actually, or the monster is actually the original personality.
Oh.
who accidentally turned himself into the smarter version, or not smarter, the more refined version, in order to appease his now wife. So this is all about being able to deal with mental health because she's had to basically deal with the fact her husband is, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Fuck around and find out exactly. I will say he's one of my favorite characters because the first time when I changed my voice, the first time I changed in that game, the rest of the PCs lost their minds. They were like, oh shit, Brutus is frightening. And I'm like, oh yeah, Brutus is going to be terrifying. Yeah, I won't go into I'm not Alan Moore. I don't need to do that.
No.
So this is all about like helping people figure out how to deal with that because there's been a lot of trauma so far. How to deal with this idea of, you can be hurt in a fashion that isn't like you lose intelligence or wisdom. It's like you actually, it can, mental health can cost you like charisma. It can cause you to not, it can make you something different you don't want to be. So currently Twig and Eric Montgomery, yes, Eric from the D&D cartoon, are in that class. Although none of my players are on here. Eric is accepted a deal last session and got his age back. So he's now like in his late 20s. He's not going to be a student anymore. He's actually going to become a counselor. Oh. So none of the other PCs know that yet. So we need to find 6 more PCs to be in that class. I am thinking we put Eneluf the All-Seeing, who is a Sir 104, who was an NPC from another game, who is a elvish-looking boy, who they found out in that, and some of the same PCs or same players are playing in this game, that he's hundreds of years old. He's got the classic like third eye in the middle of his head. I think he's going to be a space elf now. We're going to find out, which is something from Spelljammer.
Oh, all right.
So the space elves are terrifying. They've actually had two wars in outside most realities called the Unhuman Wars, where they were like basically kind of the Empire. So he is a space elf. He is aloof, yet extremely inquisitive. Is easily underestimated as he represents physically like a 8-year-old, but is 200 plus years old.
So mentally, he's got all that. So why is he here? I guess.
Because he is he basically was stranded on the prime material plane, so he doesn't really know anything. He's just old.
Oh,
so
okay.
He's just learning everything. He's like, he's a sponge.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
And since he had no culture around him, he just keeps drifting from place to person to learn.
So is he gonna get pissed off if anybody tries to like fuck with his learning? Like if somebody's clowning, is that gonna piss him off?
Oh.
Or is he gonna be that as whatever they're teaching in the class?
I love that idea of like, but I also love the idea of he's not someone who's going to like cast a fireball at you. He's going to do some insidious bullshit. Which you maybe can't trace back to him. Yeah, I got Super Spike. Working on his education, Matt. Jeez. Oh, that's beautiful. All right, so we got another one in there. I really like that, and this character is getting fleshed out a lot. Because since he was only like a bit part in a one tiny adventure thing we were playing previously. All right.
You could spin that both ways. It could be like, if you interrupt the teacher, I'm gonna fucking end you because I'm trying to learn, or this clowning is equally fascinating to me. Because I don't
that'll be the
either.
I think that'll be the thing. Can they convince him it's interesting?
There you go. All right. That's yes. That gets the characters involved.
Do you want to learn something new? It's called being a piece of shit trickster. I think we've got to put Aragorn Reinhardt in there for sure. Also, an NPC. Most of these guys are NPCs previously, so that'd be CB. No, it would be Sir 104. The Blowhard. We don't need. That's Blowhard already. So he is very, very full of himself. He's constantly telling you all these wonderful things he's done. He's a dwarven wizard.
Okay.
So we're also going to say he's vain. Constantly like trimming his beard perfectly to make it finely coiffed. Flies around on his personalized sentient broom. No, he does not think things like huge. It's huge. I've got that in the Star Wars game upcoming. No spoilers, Matt. You guys will, if you ever escape hyperspace, you'll meet totaled Drump. And it's as bad as it sounds.
Oh, God.
All right, 4 more. I think we put some lower class kids in there. I think we put Tillis Graveheart in there, just because, man, if you're going to be fucking with undead, you better have good mental health.
All right, so just because it's how did that dwarf character have his broom last time he appeared?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
He was definitely like kind of, I can't remember the guy from the Harry Potter movies.
Okay, because in my mind,
the guy who like constantly talked about the monsters he'd beaten, who was like a school teacher. Kenneth Branagh plays.
Okay. So in my mind, it went to like it's a push broom, and he just drives around on it like a Segway.
No, it's an actual flying broom.
It's an actual. Okay, he's right. Yeah, it's a witch broom. All right, I like that. That works. All right, so we've got
Tillis Graveheart. I don't want you just a grave dirt. Who's a satyr, who's a younger person, because all these characters are the lower class. I do have a necromancy class. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I can't remember what the name is, because I came up with like 30 fucking classes.
Yeah.
I apparently hate my life.
Hey, you're world building.
Maybe it's like up in the. It might be up in Claire. I can't remember where it is. Oh, I think it's up in the wizard stuff, not the art stuff. Death is in the necromancy in the afterlife. Making friends at lower prices is also. So I was gonna say this is like a surprisingly upbeat person talks to the spirits of his dead ancestors a little too often. Really into shiny baubles. Especially if old or looted from tombs. Is currently in a jewelry making phase. Okay, that's dumbly awesome. Which that puts us at 5. Oh shit, I lost my place. We were up here, I think. That's combat. I went too far. Oh man.
There you go.
3 more. I like shiny baubles before they got big. Perfect. All right. Wasn't Rosine Frostwing your Spike? I believe this was you came up with this character. Also, Joshua Bigsby is Mitch's. Spike was Clyde Griffin Jr. We talked about earlier. So let's pretty full. Kristen Klein is a druid. I don't know what to do with Chicken. That's a Ryan character. And with Ivar.
Does Chicken just Chicken?
Chicken's a Kenku.
Okay.
Kenku speak through echolalia, which is a actual disorder where it's your brain has problems verbalizing, so instead it just takes and repeats what other people say.
Oh.
And Joshua Bixby is for the children. So like you see it a lot of times in autistic spectrum disorder. So that person may want to tell you something, but they can't get their words to manifest. So they're just taking what you say and they say it, and usually a lot of times like you say it. There's a tad bit of mimicry to it. So when Ryan played this character, he actually wrote down in a small notebook every word and who said it of other characters in the game, and then he would just try to mimic them when he would say word. It was great. Chicken was amazing. That's why I'm real reticent to do much with Chicken, because I know he desperately wanted Chicken in this game, but I'm like, ugh. I may actually offer him to take Chicken back, and I'll take Eric as a counselor. Currently, Clyde. That's right. Shaggy's was Rosine.
Ah, okay. Shaggy popped in, but he's at a baseball game, so.
So Joshua Bigsby is a Warforged, and he's in the lower class. And he's in the lumberjacking. Dude, you tell me how Joshua. Usually, Warforged name themselves after, a object or a feeling or something. Because Joshua Bixby has a full blown name. Like, where did he get the name? And I don't want to use Rosine. Spike, what about would Clyde be in that class? Also, he said Clyde is teaching Son of Ungal how to knit. I don't know if you were here for that. Ugh. We're gonna put Joshua Bixby in there. I think having some kids in there might be smart because then it teaches them like how to be prepared for this.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna put Shell in there, who is a Verdun, which is a newer race. And then we're gonna put Tika in there, who is a hill giant. That gets us to 8. So Tika, Shell, Killis, Josh. Who else is in there? Josh. Irgord, who is going to be our primary antagonist, I think, for that. And Analoof. I just forgot the name already. Oh my god. Aragord. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That gets us our 8.
Nice.
And gotta remember who the teacher was. I can never remember her.
What's her name?
Cassandra, I think. Cassandra Strongroom. Mellis. There are 4 under class beings, I guess, in this class. Play up the fact that they have been chosen because of their potential mental health issues. Sort of Avengers Academy like.
Okay. That does remind me of. I just thought it was an interesting way for him to take the character and turn him into something new. The character Trauma from Avengers Initiative, whose power is that he can manifest turn into your greatest fear. With the powers that it entails, he is now a superhuman psychologist, which is great.
I remember they used him in Avengers Academy for that.
Yeah, he just showed up in Fantastic Four because Dan Slott created the character, so he's been kind of pulling at some of those threads. So he's Franklin Richards.
Oh, really? That's super cool.
Yeah, so he brought the whole family in there and basically was, like, okay, let's work on your shit.
So I need to think of something. Senda uses a ritual to allow. I like Doc Samson. I think writers have done him dirty.
Well, Jeff Loeb did him dirty.
Well, Jeff Loeb does most things dirty.
Because Jeff Loeb was basically like, oh yeah, he's a bad guy and always was, and now he's dead, and now he's not. Ewing kind of helped pull him back from the brink some, but did some interesting stuff with him and Sasquatch swapping bodies.
Yeah, is that? I didn't get to the end of that. I only have the first 2 omnibuses, I want to say.
I don't know that they ever did switch back. I think that's still the status quo, but neither of them are really around at the moment, so nobody's picked that thread up.
Ewing is extremely undervalued. That Hulk run was.
I think Marvel knows what they got with him, but I also feel like they're, I don't know if it's him or them are being, cautious about what they're doing with him so far, but I feel like they know what they've got.
Matt, what are you doing?
I'm digging through a bin of parts.
What are you looking for?
Oh, just organizing a little bit here between, chiming in on whatever,
I'm more just interested in what parts are you looking for?
Oh, I'm not looking for anything. I was looking for basically just some scrap plastic earlier, but I don't think I have any. That's going to work. I'll have to make some, which is easy to do. Yeah, just kind of going through parts here and separating them out so I can actually put them where they belong, which is in a bin, so that I can theoretically use them someday. Whether I do or not, I don't know. Oh yes, Taya is very fun, Mitch. I'm right there with you. I can see where a lot of people wouldn't quite get her, but I love that crazy.
I don't think I'm familiar with that.
Group.
Lay it on me.
She is Galactus' mom from the previous reality.
Really?
And basically just talks like a Kirby comic with random bolded words periodically. She's I guess kind of like an OMAC.
I love OMAC.
In the way she talks. And she is not also large because Galactus was not large originally. Well, he was just a dude. And then
Galen.
The previous reality ended and became the current reality. That is when he became Galactus. That was a really fun comic because it's basically we're going to go back. We're chasing this villain who is going back further and further back through all the previous realities until like you get to the reality where there's a reality where all of it's basically just concepts of heroes. So it's like here's this vaguely like Daredevil shaped blob thing where Captain America deal, and that they have to try and figure out how to communicate with them, and then you get past that and it's just the 4 colors. Like
wild. Who's writing that? Is that Dan Slott?
No, that's Ewing.
That is amazing. That sounds incredible.
It's really good, and it's got art by Javier Rodriguez, who I am just in love with. His art is fucking incredible. So I'll pick that up. I think you'll like it.
Hey, Mitch, what is like Josh's potential primary issue?
a mess in here. Okay, Mitch is thinking. The wheels are turning.
Well, I think dexterity is the last one I have here. Oh God, that's amazing. I can't tie that into. Okay, yeah, no, we're changing that one. Does he represent as a male, female? I'm assuming male, but I don't know. Okay.
So is it kind of like a Pinocchio android human torch sort of deal where it's like I don't know that somebody made me for their own like neuroses essentially, and I don't know that that's what happened, and now they're dead or something.
I don't know. Mitch, this is Mitch's NPC.
That's what I'm asking. I'm curious.
Okay, so this might just be the whole adventure, these two things. So
Nothing wrong with that.
Cassandra takes them to the astral plane, or to the ethereal plane, where they're all connected, and they basically have to go through their classmates' kind of mental health.
That's a hell of a first class.
This is kind of, again, to get a range of where they're at.
Yeah.
Tika is like, when they met her originally, she was 4. She was a hill giant. And because of like this weird thing that happened in that story. Oh, interesting. That's okay. We got to put that in the thing.
So it kind of just imprinted on.
Which is something they do.
Yeah, and then nobody bothered to correct him. Okay.
Was Ray? Oh man, my spelling is terrible there. By humans or different? We'll just put fleshies for now. To replace their deceased son. He has no idea he is a Warforged. I love that. Mixed family. Figure that one out, but okay. I might actually bring Josh's parents to the liminal space, which will kind of make that really interesting. In fact, I am going to do that.
Nice.
Joshua's parents live in liminal space, but are unwilling to let go of. Yeah, they're Jorts people through and through. Of the idea that he is actually their son's spirit in this body. Okay, man, that's rough. That's amazing. Okay, so, like Tika, because of this chronal thing that happened to these characters when they first met them, she's now like 12, we'll say. So she's gotten big. She's already bigger than most of the older children by quite a bit. But she's having that innate rage issue, being that she's a hill giant. Shell is a Verdan, which are these weird, like, they're in the Acquisitions Incorporated book, and they're like a almost like a next step in goblinoid evolution. They're just like goblinoid plus. They're like a perfect kind of mix of hobgoblins, goblins, and bugbears. So she's like basically having confidence issues. Tillis doesn't realize or is afraid they don't know enough, and that's why they keep listening to the dead voices. Josh doesn't know he's a Warforged. Anna is basically like constantly absorbing information, whether it's good for him or not. Kind of the Doctor Strange kind of thing.
Well, or even just like, I mean, how good is he at parsing the information he's absorbing?
Yeah, it's kind of like all information's good information, not knowing that no, it's not.
So, like, yeah, you've got potential, like, D&D QAnon.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, what if he becomes a conspiracy nut?
Right, because I felt, yeah, if all information is good information, it's like, well.
And then Aragorn, the dwarf, is actually physically weak. So everything he does is overcompensation. So it's a bunch of con saves as they traverse that. So the scenes that might occur are the 2 class sessions, the feeding on the quad. Those are our 2 primary scenes for the episode that I know are going to occur. Everything else I can just make up as I go, because that's generally about 50 to 60% of what I do.
Nothing wrong with that. That's how this works.
But fantastic locations. They'll explore liminal space where they now live. The ethereal plane and the hippodrome is where the first class takes place. All right. I wonder if I have that map saved. Oh, these are old maps. Huh. I tried to do that, Mitch. I don't do it as well as I probably would like. I found that using not there, huh?
Oh no.
I found though that where's my maps? I have found that if I prep some, it keeps me from going so off the rails, and it helps me remember some of the things I want to do, just because my memory is so bad. Nightbot. Now, I found out that I thought Beard was responsible for Nightbot on Instagram, and when I found out it was you, I died laughing. We're going to export image. And then we're going to show in folder. So this is liminal space. So this is what I got done on Incarnate. So this kind of lets people know where things are. Like there's the Hippodrome way down there. I was very happy how this turned out.
Yeah, that's super rad.
I know that one class takes place in the Hippodrome. I'm trying to remember where the other class takes place in. Done with that. Where to leave. Mental health class takes place in the Omniversium, which is right there. So I might start off with like the PCs heading to the Hippodrome from the open house, which is where they live. Who's electrifying 1-8?
That is TJ.
Oh, hey TJ, it's going all right.
Yeah, just working on some D&D stuff for King's campaign.
Yeah, for tomorrow night's game. So we've got that. Is there anything I want to do with that? The Hippodrome is like a long walk. Yeah, I think we'll start with the walk. Secrets and clues. Well, for sure, they're going to Twig and Eric get to intimately know the fears of their classmates on the ethereal plane. Also, that means that I'm going to get to ask them what theirs are, and we'll sneak those in as well. We will find out that what else I find out is Basona is a mean girl, a passive mean girl. Ungal, or we're just going to put son of you, still has no name. Hasn't earned it yet. What else? Rosalie has never been in a physical fight ever and is sort of scared since she so heavily relies on her magic. Also is afraid if she does fight, she will evolve into a fate like her father.
Oh, yeah, that's. How obvious are you going to make it that Josh doesn't know he's a Warforged? Is that might be one of the things they learn?
I think that's definitely that's
just going to come out. Okay.
No, that goes on here.
Oh, okay. And then, I guess. Well, Yeah, and then they have to decide how they're going to act on that.
Yeah, that's a great one. Um,
A B TTRPG. So you play as a bee, Mitch. That's what I'm hearing.
oh no. Let's see. Oh. And change genders. Some of the PCs have met Loki before, and Loki was a she. But Loki is a Eladrin, and Eladrin can change genders. So when Loki shows up, they'll be a male, or they'll represent as a male. Erland has a crush on Krellis, especially since Krellis is kind of a out of control wild child. And then Tika is far smarter than she lets on. If you ever want a good story, ask Ryan about I Can Lift That Baby. That's where Tika came from, was Lift That Baby. All right, so monsters, we gotta have monsters. Animated knives.
So you're saying, Mitch, that Josh doesn't even know what a Warforged is?
Oh, geesh. Are there on the ethereal plane, which is funny that I'm using the ethereal plane because the Radiant Citadel book arrives on Tuesday for me, which has to do with the ethereal plane. So what is a good denizen of the ethereal?
Let's see here.
Ooh, Ethereal Marauder or Ethereal Filcher. I love these two monsters in 3rd edition. The Filcher is this weird looking thing with 1 foot and 4 arms that steals from you. Doesn't want to fight, just wants to steal something from you. And the Ethereal Marauder is this weird thing that looks sort of like a...
yeah, those are funky.
Yeah, they sort of look like the monster, one of the different Tremors versions.
Yeah, it's got little legs.
The big old jaws. Ooh, what is an ethereal ooze? Ethereal ooze. That is weird looking. Maybe we give them an ethereal ooze at the end, and they basically, that's when Cassandra goes, okay, children, it's time to leave. Ethereal ooze, what do they do? Couldn't be harmed by magic weapons or spells. Holy crap, those are terrifying. Yeah, I love the idea of the filter, and I might make it so. Yeah, Josh, am I adopted? Am I adopted, mom and dad? Um, a little bit, Super Spike, a little bit. I like that. So we've got 2 monsters then that we can drop in. Um, the PCs have to confront fears of their own making, but it is interrupted by a hungry, ethereal ooze boy. There is a bit of teen girl energy from Bosana, who finishes first and doesn't let anyone forget about it. I think we're done. I think this is like, I'm not going to worry about NPCs because we've got them all above. I needed just to do like a who's who book of some type, and just so I can have it all in one place. Because Presto died. I killed Presto from the cartoon.
Oh.
All right. Well, I think we're done.
Out here killing Presto.
I killed him earlier. Killed him in the big fight. He saved a couple people. The ship fell apart on top of him.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And they couldn't get him out fast enough. All right. We did it.
Woo!
Less than an hour and a half. Oh, Thought Eater's really good, but I want to save that.
Yeah, I was looking at those. Those seem really cool.
Thought Eaters are super, super cool. So Presto's hat is still around. And I might make it so Presto is actually in the hat.
Ha!
Eric has the hat because Kellic kept it. And gave it back to him. So like there's this weird thing going on right now with Kellic, who, if you know any of the like D&D cartoon stuff, Kellic was one of the characters that they made for like action figures. And he showed up in like the cartoon adjacent stuff. I don't know if he ever showed up on the cartoon, but he also showed up in Wild Beyond the Witchlight, which is awesome. And I've always had a soft spot for Kellic, and I was using him before they were reusing him. And my Kellic is kind of going through a midlife crisis or old wizard life crisis. So he was kind of befriended Akko and was very much like into like Akko being like I see bigger potential in you. And then Akko, everyone thinks Akko is dead, and he is dead. He's just on he's on his version of heaven right now. So Kellic is dealing with that because he was like, oh, that was just a child like that I actually liked who saved me, and now he's dead. And now Presto, who he didn't like, but at least respected enough, and Presto's dead. And so it's kind of just him and Eric from that world. And they kind of are bonding over grief, more or less. So yeah. Yeah, it's been a wild one. I hope that some of you find the time to tune in tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central. It ought to be a wild one. It always is with those folks. Until then, I really appreciate the amazingness all of you throughout today. Holy crap.
Yeah, the chat on fire as always.
I just kind of want Mitch. I just kind of want you to come on and play Josh. Josh is like my new favorite NPC right now, which does happen to me sometimes. I get real obsessed with an NPC. Thank you guys. I hope to see. I know that it's a big Wheeler Monday, so I'm not sure what he's got going on, but if you find the time, we're also there. We are over on No World United. Jeesh, I don't remember my own channel. So yeah, until then, I will see some of you tomorrow night. And then it won't be until I don't know when. Friday night, Bad at Games. I don't know. Maybe we should go back and should we play more? Should we be bad more at Star Wars Empire at War, or should we play something else? You know, you guys will let me know.
So I think we're recording Star Wars on Wednesday, but
that's what threw me off. Was like, oh man, how are they going to get out of this hyperspace jam that they put them in? That's real bad, right?
I mean, yeah.
In Star Wars lore, that's terrible. Like even I had to go, oh man, how am I going to deal with this?
Those fish for rebels, those whale things, they can help us.
Oh no, I've got something planned.
I'm sure you do.
Something popped up at like 2 a.m, and I got up and wrote it in a note. It's a wild one.
I would not want anything else.
Perfect. All right. Until then, Matt, are you on Tuesday night, right?
Yep. I will be on Tiny Bang Tuesdays. If people are checking that out, so.
All right, nerds. Bye bye, sexy binks.
Bye bye. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Enjoy your Sunday.